What's up, everyone? My name is Tags, and I like to play the tower. And we are back with episode 4 of the Tower Inspection. As the founder of Just Guessing University, we have enrolled another pupil. For this episode, we have my good friend DBel, who's been playing since April of 2025. He has a pretty good amount of coins earned. He has 375 little Q lifetime coins. He last made about 497 trillion per hour, and he has about 56,000 stones. He is approaching 1 year in about 2 months. So his numbers for 10 months are looking pretty good so far. I think, if I recall, he farms tier 13 or 14 at the moment, looking at his numbers. I want to say tier 13 because of the 2.69 little Q for that and the cells, but he could be doing tier 14 now. I believe we go over that in the video, and it looks like he has tier 18 as the highest tier unlocked. So he's pretty close to unlock and assist modules, and I think, if I'm correct, he was telling me that he wants to switch to damage now. He is running EHP when it comes to farming, but I think he wants to start making the switch to hybrid. So I guess we'll be going over all of that. And I think this is going to be a pretty short episode, as you can tell by the length of the video. Just kidding. This is going to be the longest episode to date because, number one, I just don't shut the hell up. I guess that's my fault, but like I said in the previous episode, the longer videos seem to be more informative and more detailed, which, in my opinion, is better when it comes to learning things. So, yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, so I have DBel here for episode 4. DBel, thank you for coming on. If you would like to introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm DBel999. That's my gamer name, and I've been playing the tower since April of last year, and I've been free to play all the way back since the beginning of this month. And so yes, I do buy stones. I probably buy 2 to 3 packs a month. Nothing too crazy, but yes, I do spend. And I like a lot of things about the tower, but like one of the main things is like the community. I met a lot of good people here, and I just like the progression aspect of it. I just feel stronger and stronger every day.
Yeah, man, I would agree that the community is really good in this game. Probably one of the best I've seen so far. The game I used to play, the community was alright in that, but it was a little bit of a younger crowd. But the community for this game, everyone's been real chill for the most part, pretty helpful. And, like, if players need help, then usually there are others willing to help out. And even some of the people are pretty generous too. I've seen on live streams before where people would bless others with, like, if they didn't have the no ads pack or things like that, and it's good to see. It's good to see things like that. Okay, so the meat and potatoes, man. Oh man. All right, so tell me about your build. What are you currently running? Like are you like GC? Are you EHP? What are you running at the moment?
I want to say that I'm a EHP transitioning to hybrid, so
Okay.
baby hybrid.
Okay. So you're early on the hybrid.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you want to go to hybrid, then buy a Prius. I don't know what to tell you, man. No, I'm just kidding. But bad joke alert. But anyways, Yeah. I mean, that's good. I do honestly agree that, well, I think that you should definitely make the switch to hybrid before going to GC. It makes it a lot smoother to transition over than going from EHP straight to GC. In other words, glass cannon, in my opinion.
Well, I do know this. For me personally, I don't want to invest any more into EHP for now. So that's
Uh huh.
why I'm transitioning to hybrid, because somebody once told me, they dropped some knowledge on me, and that's the more you invest in the EHP, the slower you're gonna get to glass cannon. So
Something
I
like
don't want
that.
to,
Mhm.
I don't want to postpone that any more than I have to. I think my tower's in a solid place, and I need to start going more into damage, just personally.
Okay. Yeah, I might know someone that said something similar. I might. But
Yeah,
yes,
I think it was you that was
it could have been.
yeah.
Maybe wink, wink. But yeah, I that is true. Yeah, because if you really want to, if your end goal is GC, then you have, well, it's something that you want. It's something that it's like a choice you make early on, where if you want to go GC at some point, you have to realize that you can't be over investing in EHP, because then that's just going to make the transition take a lot more time, because to compare it to EHP, you have to do so much more for it to be better. So that's why if you truly want to switch to GC, you have to make that commitment to put all your EHP stuff on pause for a very long, I mean, for the time being. If the tower's in a good spot where you can get by and farm just fine with the EHP you have, then don't invest in it anymore for the time being. Just stop investing in it and shift to damage. Like, just make the shift to focus fully on damage, you know, and then go from there. And then now you may want to have testing time periods where when you want to switch to GC to prepare for it later on, not now, but maybe months down the line, when you think you're ready to switch to GC, you might want to do like a experimental test run or two first, where you respec in the GC and try to farm with it. See how you do. It might be good, it might be bad. I did this for a month straight before I switched to GC. Last year, like around the whole month of July, I was in denial for the longest time. I thought I was ready for GC, but I wasn't. I kept on respecing to Glass Cannon after like tournaments and stuff, and it just was a disaster because I wasn't ready yet. I tried to make it work. No, I wasn't ready. And then eventually, a month later, I got some masteries. I I respect for a tournament, and I never respect back, and here we are today. And yeah, no regrets since. But you know, it's going to be tough though, because the more you, and the reason why I say that is because the more you invest in EHP, you have to compare that to your GC runs, and if the coins per hour doesn't compare, you're going to say, oh well, my EHP is better, and yeah. So hopefully we can mitigate that as much as we can. But okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of hybrid in the middle. That's why
Yes.
it's a transition to hybrid, and then a transition from hybrid to GC.
Yeah.
You really can't cut out that middleman. And
Yeah.
as far as tournament performance goes, I was heavily invested into EHP, and I thought that was the way to go, because that's the way the meta was for the longest time. Is you EHP your way uh through champions,
Like
right?
Champs
I
League,
mean,
right? Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and it's like, now I would stay consistently fifth and sixth with EHP, and then I was like, well, let me go ahead and try it as a hybrid using different modules and a different card setup, and now I'm at that 1 through 4 range, and I'm just bouncing back and forth now. So I could see that damage is the way to go as far as that is concerned. Now, when it comes to farming, mostly straight up EHP for now, until I get my damage stuff in there.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. And even now, even though now EHP is better than ever now. I hate to say it, but in Legends League, if you can get it to work, EHP, I think though there is a little bit of investment that needs to be made first before it becomes viable thing. But then you got others saying that if you do the math, then later on, then in the end, EHP is better. I don't know at this point. Now, there is an update coming out in about a month or so, like a month or two from now. We don't know what's going to happen. There could be another meta shift where they want us to move towards like a hybrid build in the end, instead of like all damage. We don't know. But for right now, I mean, yeah, but when it comes to EHP, it's not really my style per se. If you want to run EHP, that's fine. It's just not what I prefer. That's all. But yeah,
Yeah, I have nothing against these
yeah, mhm,
EHP, players or whatever. But then I take a look at it and I'm like, well, the meta is really crowd control and doing shenanigans with
yes,
percent damage. And that's everybody. So whether you label yourself a glass cannon or a hybrid, all your damage is coming from orbs and percent damage. I mean, that's just what it is, you know. So yeah, they and like even then, some of the you guys are doing the orb slider and stuff, and you can say, oh well, you're EHP with the orb slider. Well, no, I seen JP straight up turn off all of his EHP, and he runs straight up glass cannon. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, he's farming what, tier 17? So yeah, there's a fine line between what, like, really we should all just call ourselves hybrids anyway, because you can't get rid of the labs, right? You've already done your
yeah.
EHP lab. You can't turn that off.
I believe
But
he
yeah.
does tier 18 now. Me and him do tier 18, I believe, if I'm correct. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does 18 now. But yeah, I know what you mean. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. What tier do you farm, and how far do you usually go? I'm guessing you do tier 14 now or 13.
Yeah. I've been tier 14. It's
Okay.
uh it's a little clunky sometimes at the beginning. Oh, I tried some tier 17 runs, so let me go ahead and get rid of those real quick. Didn't do too well.
Okay.
But yeah, constantly in 14, making roughly four, I want to say 480 T an hour.
480 T an hour.
Uh
Yeah. There was I'm guessing that last run you ended early, the one up top.
yeah, that was the one just before we got on.
Oh, that was
Now there was
I'm
this
going to
other
talk
run
to
down.
the guesser. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there was this other run down here with the 35.99. I don't know what happened, but I was freaking out. I was like, dude, why did it end so early? But hey, what are you gonna do?
Could have been perk RNG, or it could have been some bad luck with perks, but we'll go over that soon. Okay. So tier 14, that's good though. You're doing tier 14. Usually by then you're already switching the glass cannon, but nowadays with the way the meta's going, it's okay to stay as a hybrid until like tier 13 or 14 now, or even EHP.
Mm,
So that's fine. Um, let's see your labs real fast. Let me see what you're doing in the lab now.
okay,
Okay.
so I'm doing some
Good.
weird stuff with my labs ever since they came out with
Well, lab
the
speed is
gem.
not weird. I'll tell you that. Nah, I'm just messing.
Whenever the gem rushing thing came out, dude, I freaked out and I did a whole bunch of unnecessary labs. But I knew we were gonna do this, So I was just trying to get these other labs in, but I didn't really change anything. But yeah, when
Okay.
that first came out, I freaked out, dude. And so I you're gonna see later on when we actually go through all of them. Yeah, I did
Okay.
some weird.
You're doing damage. Okay. Scroll down. What else are you doing? You're doing intro sprint. Good. Did you finish Wave Excel already?
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, so intro sprint will be done in about 4 days. Well, 3 days and some change, so we'll say 4 days at 5x speed. Enemy balance is going to level 5. I think when you get it to level 5 or 6, you should be able to 5x everything by then. You should be able to, I think. Maybe level
Yeah,
6 to be safe, but yeah.
yeah. I have this thing where I need to get more resources. Somebody who's, I think it was I forgot who it was, but the guy's a little bit more ahead of me, and he said that right now in the stage where I'm at, I need to focus more on resources, so cells and dice. That's
Cells
why I
and
don't have
yeah. Mhm.
that's why I don't have the box checked, because when it's done, I'm gonna throw cash in, then I'm gonna do a level of that, then another level of enemy balance, and just back and forth that lab. Instead of just going all the way through. Or I could max enemy balance out because it helps. But I think we talked about this. Like, the more levels you do of it, it kind of hurts you if you don't have the damage to get rid of the elites. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're doing a hybrid, the GC style, it shouldn't be too bad, but the benefits outweigh the cons with that mastery. So I think it's worth it to level up enemy balance because of. I think I told just before there are literally 5 benefits to enemy balance mastery. I'm trying to remember the 5 that I mentioned. So let's see. Number 1, obviously more cells. Number 2, your GT plus will be better because you get more scatter enemies. So that means the count's going to be more all the time on your GT plus. Number 3, your amp strike's going to be up about 100% of the time later on in farm runs. Number 4, uh, cash mastery is going to be buffed because of more elites. And number 5 is more coins in a way because since version 27, when they reworked the black hole, where they said everything that killed inside the black hole, you get the coin bonus, including elites. So yeah, enemy balance is also good. It's good for that too, because now when you kill elites inside of a black hole, you get the coin bonus for it. Whereas before version 27, we didn't get that, which I think it was around the summertime of last year, around August, I think was when 27 was released, which was the last major update. Which, I mean, it's been about a half a year already, and still no update. But maybe next week or so they'll announce something. Who knows? But yeah. And chronofield duration, good. I'm guessing you're going for perma chronofield. That's good. You're almost done that. Looks like.
Yes.
For
Technically, I already have it, but you'll see that later on with my modules. But yes, I need level 30 in order for me to take the substat off, essentially.
Well, here's the thing. You want to get the 30 and you want the substat and you want to get the ancestral substat for chronofield duration so you're prepared for for that battle condition that comes around. And because if you have that substat, you're going to be at a huge advantage compared to everyone else around your range in tournament because you're going to have a permanent chronofield still. Everyone else, they're just going to drop after like 600 waves or whatever, and you're going to be, you're Gucci, you're good. So I think you should definitely still aim for the substat and get the lab done, but also you also want to get 30 or you also want to get 60 seconds in the workshop without the substat so that you get 70, so that you're fully prepared for that battle condition. I don't know where you're at currently. I guess I'll see that later on when we do ultimate weapons. I'll see where you're at
That,
with that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would respond to some of that stuff, but
Hmm.
those. We'll talk more about that when we get to the modules and stuff
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
it'll make more sense then, right?
Okay. Click on a lab. I want to see your. I want to see your labs from the top. So click on. So show me your lab list. Uncheck that. Yeah. Okay. You can go ahead. You could remove those from the favorites, the ones you finished, like Shatter
Well,
Shards and Wave Excel, and or I guess you could
well,
leave it
I'm
there
gonna-
for now.
well, yeah, I was gonna wait till after we did this video, but I make my little updates or whatever, so I was just leaving that in there
Ah,
for
okay,
yeah.
okay. Okay. So enemy health skip is done. RPC's done. Very nice. Wave Excel, Shatter Shards is done. Good, good. Okay. Scatter amp. Are scatters an issue for you currently?
Yes, but I still feel like I need damage in order to because the health scaling is so high
Yeah.
and and on my module I have attack level skip still. So I'm not doing GC just yet, but I think once I get damage in and GC, I think this level is fine.
Okay. All right. As long as the scatters are not a big deal. Okay. Critical factor is 50. Good. Where's your attack speed at? Where's attack speed?
Mm,
Hold up. Go back up. Go back up. Hold up. Go back up.
it's in
Okay. Shock chance is good. Oh, these are the favorites. That's why. Okay. Uh, Super Tower bonus. So it looks like you're getting ready for Super Tower Mastery, I guess. That's what that looks
yeah.
like. Okay. Keep going. Scroll back down. Okay. Chrono Field damage reduction max. Honestly, I probably would have never took it that far. If I'm being
Well,
honest with
no,
you, I just don't.
this is the unlocked lab. So
Oh,
this is where
never
it's
mind.
unlocked.
Jeez. So that
So
should be
I think
removed out of the favorites then. Sorry, I
yeah, I think
I read it
that
wrong.
one's good. Yeah.
Okay. Shock chance is good. Chronofield range. I like this lab for Chronofield. Maybe get it up to 15 at some point for now, but I think it should be maxed in my opinion for maximum CC. I think the benefits outweigh the cons for the range. Some people stop at like 15 or so, but I think it's great to max out eventually for tournaments and stuff. I think it's fine. I farm with it just fine. It doesn't affect me really, so I think it's great for CC. So yeah, you have 6 bands, very nice. Do you have Demon
Yeah,
Mode Mastery yet or no?
not yet.
Okay.
So I with the bands,
Hmm.
I needed to pick up another one. I was at 5 and I actually gemmed the sixth one. So
Yeah,
that was one of the gem da moments that I had. But yeah, I wasn't gonna wait for it, and I needed it in order to farm 14. To be a little bit more consistent. I mean, there's still
yeah,
sometimes where I start to run, and the thing about me is I'm so reliant on, and like I said, it'll make more sense when we go over modules. But anyways, there's my certain setup. I need black hole duration in order for me to survive that initial 1,000 waves. But now since I've been doing damage, it hasn't been so bad. But yeah, every now and again after wave 1,000, I'm dead. Well, without it. So yeah, I needed the extra ban in order to make that part of it a little bit more consistent.
oh yeah, absolutely. I was saying this to someone else earlier. Whereas when you get to tier 14, you should have at least 6 bands because of perk RNG. So that's good. So you're covered there. Recharge demon mode will need to get done eventually if you get demon mode when you when you're thinking about getting demon mode mastery, you have to finish that lab. Absolutely, before you get demon mode mastery. Um
Yeah.
the recharge demon mode. Lab coin discount is fine at 34. Your
Yeah,
super crit's
I only,
fine.
yeah, I mean, I only got it to like 10%, and then a wise man, I was listening to this wise man. He was
Oh
like, "Dude,
no! Oh no! No!
I got a
No!
better." He was like, "I got a better strategy. Make more coins." And I was like, "You know what? He's right.
Oh no!
That lab."
Oh man! My God, this must be a Krispy Kreme shop, man, with all the glazing going on. Jeez. Nah, I'm kidding, but oh man, but yeah, uh, I do I do think though that there will be a time and place to do lab coin discount, but I think that's later on when doing like mod assist labs and stuff, maybe. Especially for you because you're not really free to play, and so yeah, I don't think you need to worry about that for now.
Yeah,
Recharge
it took.
second win is a low key one, good too, by the way. But go on.
Well, yeah, I mean, it takes up a lab slot. I mean, that's pretty much
Yeah,
all I have to say. Lab coin discount is just it's not worth the sacrifice. The moment you put in any lab, it doesn't matter. You're killing time off of the other labs. So it
yeah,
just for me, it was easier for me to just make more coins and get my econ more established, and then afford masteries, and then I didn't have to really worry about it. But if you're doing that lab in order to afford masteries, that's not very efficient. You're just wasting your time at that point, in my opinion, of course.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, recharge second win low key is a really good lab. Eventually, you do want to finish that. Eventually, this is one that JP told me about a while back. Low key, it's really good to have, especially for milestones too. It's really good to have maxed out. So definitely
Yeah.
consider that at some point.
Well, on the other side of that coin of what I was just talking about with the tier 14 shenanigans,
Yeah,
I needed to put second wind in my build, and I needed it to be at this level in order for me to farm it consistently to the waves that I'm doing now. And which is around 4,400 waves, more or
yeah.
less. So
You can
in order for
have, yeah, it's better to max it just so you have the second win ready for when the fleet appears as well as like like a safety backup. Same thing with recharge nuke and demon mode eventually. Well, recharge nuke eventually when you get the card space for it as well. Uh Wall rebuild and invincibility, those eventually you're going to have to do those. I don't think they are a priority for you just yet. You have bigger fish to fry with damage stuff first before you can consider that. Such
yes,
as I noticed you have critical factor. You're doing damage instead of critical factor, which I think critical is better to do, even though it's a little bit higher level than damage. I think like if you want damage, critical factor is way better, in my opinion, because it double dips as well with ultimate weapon damage and regular. So it's really strong for your ultimate weapons as well. So
well,
maybe
my
eventually.
my thought my thought behind that was, let me just scroll up a little bit. So
Sure.
I have damage mastery. So what I was gonna do was just take equal out damage, crit factor, and
Wait,
attack speed.
hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. If you have damage mastery, you should be doing that over damage when you get a
Yeah, well,
chance.
like I said, I just wanted
The
to get it
master.
to like 50, the same
Right,
level as critical
right,
factor,
right.
and then
Mhm.
because I was also beefing up my workshop a little bit too, so that's kind of what I've been working on as well, and you'll
Right,
see that.
right. But the mastery should outweigh that lab way more. You should definitely try and do that. Yeah, if you're going to do damage, do the masteries first because you're going to get so much more out of those than doing just damage. But now, I do see it's 6Q, I understand, but it looks like you should be able to save up for that now from what I've
Yeah.
seen. So you should be able,
Yes.
but yeah, definitely if you can do that, I would do that instead because that's going to be basically like I'm trying to think how many levels of damage Basically, it's just
Yeah,
yeah, it's
they
way
say it's
better.
like 10. Yeah, they say it's like 10 clicks each level in
Yeah,
Workshop Plus. Like that.
yes. So something like that. Yeah. Um. Yeah, definitely. And then the recharge nuke is another thing too to help out with milestones and tournaments. So that I think it goes down to 200 waves when it's maxed out. Recharge nuke, good to have for milestones and stuff as like a backup to kill fleets
Mm,
if you're in a jam.
okay.
Yeah. Later on, when you start doing tier 15 and 16 and stuff, sometimes your second win may not be ready in time, and it's good to have nuke ready as a backup just in case, for those
Yeah.
times. Let's see. Free up mastery, two locks is fine. I mean, you could always get another one if you need to, but that's if you really need it. But that's fine for now. Flamebot cooldown, interesting. One level into that. That's going to
Yeah.
have to wait, probably.
I was considering doing Flamebot shenanigans, but you know what, bro? Get the fuck out of this.
Hey, hey now. Hey now.
I'm
Easy now. Easy now. Oh
not one
man.
of I'm not one of those. Just max out your golden bot first, guys. Like, what are you doing? Uh,
For the most part, yeah, I would agree with that, but it all depends on the player setup. Auto pick looks good. Wolthorns is fine. Okay. Attack speed 60. Nice. Okay. I would like to see
yeah,
attack speed level 70 plus at some point. Maybe 75 would be nice. Uh, Later on. Not now because you got masteries to do first. Mastery should come first in the lab. Keep going. Okay, good. Workshop discounts, that's fine. Keep going. Those look fine. Okay. Attack. Yeah, damage per meter. We're not going to touch that for now. Same thing with max rend. Defense labs. Okay, everything looks good there. You got 50 for both of those. Orb speed's finished. Very nice. Landmine damage. It's kind of a useless lab in my opinion, but it is a quick lab to gold box if you want to get your gem rush efficiency up. I've realized it only takes like I think a week to max out. Really, maybe like 7 to 8 days at 5x speed for you, depending on your lab speed. So it's pretty quick lab to
yeah,
gold box. Same thing with
yeah.
landmine decay, I think, but I wouldn't do that lab anytime soon.
I mean, I'm not really too, like I said before. If I throw in anything, I'm killing time off of the other labs. So I
Exactly.
don't really
Yeah.
have.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everything else looks good. Keep going. Uh, Max interest is another fast lab to gold box to get your gem rush efficiency up, but that's for later. You don't have to do that anytime soon. You maxed out recovery, package, chance, and attack level skip. Very nice. Good. That's good for RPC. Swamp labs. Eh, I see. Yeah, so you didn't put anything into that. Swamp Stun, you could unlock Swamp Stun and put some levels in that, but you didn't put anything in the radius, so I would just not even worry about that yet. It's
I
it's
mean,
too
maybe
early.
maybe one day when I get a little bit older, then yeah, I'll do it. Eventually.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah. It'll come though. That time will come to build the swamp, just not yet.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of another thing I wanted to say about this game is it's a fucking. I mean, I'm sorry for cussing, but it's a man's game, dude. You know what I mean?
It's a
Like
man's
this
game. It's a
this
man's
game is
game. Uh-oh.
this game is a man's game, dude. Like, hey, you know what? You're a man. I'm a man. You got a wallet. I got a wallet. You got a credit card. I got a credit card. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess if you're I guess if you're a female, you're cooked. Nah, I'm kidding, but
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Okay. Oh no, what did I just do? Sorry, I clicked on the wrong. Oh, sorry. I tried to scroll down on your screen, but I forgot I'm watching your screen. You have control of it, not me. Sorry. Go ahead and keep going. What I was going to say was those missile labs. It doesn't really matter. Those are fine. Spotlight missiles doesn't really matter. Recharge missile barrage. Nah. I mean, missile barrage is only good for that mission where you got to hit like the same enemy with like X amount of smart missiles. That's about it. But other than that, I mean, missile barrage is kind of sucks if I'm being honest. Swamp Ren additional enemies is another quick lab to gold box if you want to get your gem rush efficiency up. Another quick lab to gold box.
Okay.
Deathwave cells, nice. Okay, good. You didn't put any levels into the damage amp and armor stripping. Very nice. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Got-
I've heard your thoughts on that already, and yeah, I don't want to nerf myself.
yeah.
So
So now
stay
for
with.
those of you that are viewing and are unsure why I was saying that, basically, in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan of Deathwave armor stripping lab because later on when you get extra orb mastery, if you plan on going glass cannon or even like a hybrid build, when you get extra orb mastery, it could be a foot gun in a way, because if your armor stripping is too high, on the tiers that have armor, like tiers 15, 16, etc., you could be killing enemies too far away before they get a chance to get hit by your orbs, because you want every enemy to get tagged by your orbs at least one time before they die when you get extra orb mastery. And if you have armor stripping, you might reduce those odds because you might be killing enemies a little too soon because of that, because you're removing too much armor. But yeah. Waves required, I would go to level 18 on that. And the reason why is because I think they changed the calculations for this. I was talking to my buddy Swamp Fox earlier about this. And apparently, on all of the even levels, it looks like there's a breakpoint at every even level in terms of perk wave reduction. When you hit those perks and run, the perk wave reduction perks, I think for every level you do, for every even level, it drops the perk wave reduction by like, I think it's like 20 or 30 waves or something like that. I forget, or 20 waves. I don't remember the exact count, but eventually getting that to level 18 would be good, just to, because it could like help out for like farming and milestones, get those perks a little bit sooner, I guess. But yeah, that's just, you don't have to do it. It's just an idea, that's all. But it's not like a rush, but it's just an idea, that's all. If you ever, and plus it's only 5 days, you can get that done in like one day, basically. Even rush it, you know. If you had the gems, like since you could do it at 5x speed, you could probably rush it after like 13 hours. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it's just an idea.
Okay.
Not financial
Well,
advice.
I mean, I'll definitely take a look at it, and I'll let you know. That'd be good to know, right? So I'll test it. I'll see how many waves it is. Like once I get the last perk wave, right? And once I get that last perk and I'm at 75%, I'll count and see how many waves it is until my next wave. And then I'll do the lab and I'll let you know how many waves it cut off from there.
Okay,
Right?
yeah. I think also there is a thing in the effective path sheet that allows you to check this as well. I don't remember which sheet it's in. Maybe it's in the player info one. I would have to check. I don't know. But there is a sheet where you could check how many like waves would get reduced if you take those perks, depending on the level of that lab. Basically, I'll try and look for it after this, if I can. I don't have it in front of me. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. Let's scroll down. Scroll down. Bots. Okay. Stop right there. Golden bot cooldown. I'm guessing you have a bot sync if it's only level 5. That tells me you probably have a bot sync, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, I did the same thing. Mine was at level 15 for the longest time, and the only time I did the lab was when I needed to like reduce the cooldown by like 1 second when I did the metals to reduce it otherwise. So that's fine
Yeah,
for now. Mhm.
I don't think I'm gonna touch it for a while until I'm GC, MVN farming and doing those shenanigans.
Well,
You know.
if you ever reduce your cooldowns again, you might have to. But yeah, but another thing that you can do later on. This is for later on though. But
Mhm.
there's a thing in the vault called the bot cooldown slider where you could adjust this. But some people say it's not really worth getting, but I thought it was worth getting because it allowed me to lab this lab when I was still running MVN with bot sync, without like losing my sync in the process. But that's
Mhm.
optional. It's not really ideal, but it's something, I guess. It is good though. I think it does have some use cases though later on, such as adjusting your amplify bot and all to sync up with tank ultimate, things like that. But that's like for later on down the line. So that's all fine for now. And then everything else, it looks like there's just a flame bot thing, but that's fine. Let's see what else we got. All right, keep going. Enemies, I'm guessing, yeah, none of these should have any levels in them really because they're kind of a waste of time at the moment. The only good one that you could do would be the one at the bottom, the ranged enemy range. That one is okay. That one's pretty decent. You could maybe do a couple levels of that if like the ranged enemies are giving you a hard time. You could do some levels of this to kind of cut down on their range a little bit.
Mhm.
Uh, I think I got mine to like level 6 already, but I do want to do more eventually whenever I have the lab space because I think it is useful a little bit for ranged enemies. Let's see. My modules, good. I like this. Okay, okay. So common and rare's done. Rerolls done. Nice. Module coin cost level 0. That's fine as well. I think that if you could easily afford the mod levels, then you don't have to worry about this lab. I think like once your mods are in like the 201 range, then this lab becomes more of like a priority then because that's when the prices get really expensive for module levels. After like after 161 they start getting really high. Well, around 180 or so they get really expensive. Because after
Mhm.
161, the shard amount and the cost, it goes up every level. Whereas before you get to 161, the module shard amount needed to level up a module only changes every 10 levels. So like when you get your mods to 130, it's the same amount of shards to go from level 131 all the way to 139. But once you get to 140, the shard amount increases and the cost, basically. But after 161, they go up every level, those two things. But for now, you don't have to worry about this slab. Effect bans are good, but oh my god, they take forever. Ooh, so it looks like you didn't do any of them. Do any of these give you a hard time when you re-roll them, like your armor or anything like that?
I mean, for now, not really,
Okay.
because I'm content with some. I mean, I guess we're gonna see that when we go over my modules, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of content getting a purple here and there if it's just one or two of them. I mean, to me, it's not gonna kill me. But
Okay.
back to what I was saying before is I want to focus more on my resources so that way it's not a problem. I could just re-roll and it'll be fine, right?
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see what else you got. Is that it? Or
Yeah.
okay, cool. So that was quick. All right. Now, is there any labs that you regret or that you wish that you could have done sooner?
Mm, just maybe just doing. Oh, you know what? I gotta say this.
Okay.
So when I first started, I saw Golden Bot cooldown, and
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, Golden Bot cooldown. Okay, I get more uptime on my Golden Bot. So I did one level of it, bro,
Okay.
and I couldn't sync it whenever I had my ultimate weapons at 120 seconds. I think I actually talked to you in your stream about this. I was at 119, and it just killed me, dude. I was like, dude, like it that was just terrible, like a terrible feeling. Then people were like, well, just do the lab and get it down to 60 and do all this. And I was like, dude, no
Yeah,
way. Like, I
that's
don't
a
want to
long.
nerf myself. You know what I mean? Like, golly.
That's a long time. Yeah, I was discussing this with someone else earlier. If you're at 120 sync, it's
Yeah.
you ain't going to get down to 60 really like quickly. Like, in other words, like Rome wasn't built, overnight. So, I
Yeah.
mean, going from 120 to 60, that's going to take a long time, and you're going to suffer econ wise the whole time. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just,
Exactly. Like, you need that sync, like,
yeah,
especially with the, like, even if you're doing, some people are like, well, I run GComp. Yeah. But if you
yes.
have, if you have that summon synced with your golden bot, you're gonna make more coins that way. So that's not an excuse either. You need a sync. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 2-to-1 sync with summon is the best way, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I think it's best. Okay. Cool. Let's go to your modules now. It looks like the labs are all covered. Okay. Ooh, okay. I see you still got negative mass projector. Nice. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
guessing, are you going to switch to ACP when it becomes ancestral?
Maybe if I
Okay.
start doing glass cannon stuff,
Okay.
then uh, I really don't know if it's gonna be good for hybrid, really, because the enemy's health scaling just gets so high
Yeah.
that damage doesn't matter at a certain point in my farming runs. So I'm not really too crazy about it. But whenever I fully switch to GC, then yes.
Okay. Yeah,
And I only need one more. I only need one more, and it'll be ancestral.
okay. Mods are a good level. You're past 161, which is nice. Levels are good. You have a merge available. What is that? Is that just a fodder, or is that a what is that? Oh, it's just it's fodder. That's okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have amp strike. Oh, we have 5 gems.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, click the gems. Okay, let's see. I know you've been rocking out that negative mass projector for for like a while now. It looks like it's doing good for you. It's ancestral. I don't see any better options currently besides the wormhole. But when you get wall, I don't think the wormhole is that useful. After you get wall, there's better options at that point.
Yeah, the negative mass projectors little perk or whatever it is actually pretty good for scatters at my level, but I'm pretty sure tier 16 and stuff is whenever they start getting, it won't matter at that point. But for 14, yeah, I think it helps a little bit. I mean, it's not crazy, but yeah. I mean, not scatters, the yellow ones.
Oh yeah, raise you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're talking about raise. Okay, real quick,
Yeah,
I
I
want
think
to see. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to see your substats real quick on everything. So starting with your amp strike. Let's see. I want to see what's on there currently. Okay, super crit chance. I like the bounce shot chance. It's really strong for tournaments. When it comes to farming, it could mess you up a little bit. It depends, but you could always lower it. I mean, um, you could always lock that if needed in the workshop later on. Uh, Instead of attack
Well,
speed, I would put on probably. I would put on probably multi-shot targets. Probably that would be good. That would be a good one to put on there. I think. Very
well,
good one.
I mean, I kind of wanted attack speed for chain lightning. Really.
Yeah, but trust me, I thought that the longest, like for the longest too, DBel, but multi-shot targets will yield you way more damage than attack speed because you're going to shoot way more bullets, which are going to bounce into way more bullets as well, yielding in way more chain lightning damage. And that's why bounce shot chance is so important on Amp Strike. If you could get that to Ancestral, plus 12% bounce shot chance is insane. Your bounce shot chance is going to be like 80%. It's insane. And it's ridiculous, like the damage difference. And multi-shot targets +4 in Ancestral is also another way to trigger more bounce shots. And that alone with the bounce shot chance will do a lot more damage than zero point 0.7 attack speed, if I'm being honest with you. A lot more. So instead of attack speed, I would definitely look for multi-shot targets or bounce shot targets or super crit chance as well. That would be better too, in my opinion, just for a little bit extra damage. Oh wait, no, you have super crit chance. I'm sorry, but just multi-shot and bounce shot targets instead. The other good option would be damage per meter, but you don't have Spotlight Plus, so I don't think you have it right.
No.
When you get Spotlight Plus, then yeah, damage per meter becomes a critical substat. But for right now, I think those two are your two best options: multi-shot targets and bounce shot targets, but preferably multi-shot ones is better. Much better than
Okay.
attack speed. Yes, it'll make a nice little damage difference, and it'll be better CC as well too, because you'll be able to target a lot more enemies as well. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But like I said, I'm stuck with this EHP setups kind
Yeah.
of with farming, and so I want enemies to hit my wall, with that setup. But
Okay.
definitely something to keep in mind for whenever I do transition fully, and
Mhm.
I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, that's more so from like a damage and like a hybrid standpoint. Yeah, but definitely over attack speed. Well, and especially because that attack speed's only epic, so I think one of those will definitely do better. So, next let's see the armor. Your armor mod. Okay, wall health, regen, thorn. Okay, defense percent and regen. Nice. The only things missing are orb speed and orbs. I think would be good for this. I think orb speed would be really good with negative. Especially because of the unique effect of negative mass projector. Orb speed would be amazing for this module, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Orb speed
You know,
and orbs, yeah, both of them. But yeah,
but I just threw some throwaway
yeah,
stats on there for now.
yeah, that's
And
fine.
just
I figured
yeah,
because they're only legendary. So I'm guessing you probably were rolling for the other stuff, and then you came across them
yeah,
for now because you probably ran out of reroll dice, which is fine. I mean, that's totally okay. So it happens.
yeah. I'm like totally focused on my core and generator at the moment, and even those substats are starting to make me mad.
Okay.
I hate
Okay.
it.
Well, let's look at the core and see why it's making you so mad. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, so this is my thing that before I forget, let's talk about the chronofield duration
Chronofield
thing.
duration. Grr. Nah, I'm kidding.
So, so I
Sorry, I'm
I
just
feel
messing.
like I feel like I don't need it once I have the uptime, right? For my farming mod. So that's why that's what I was gonna say in response.
Uh, here's the thing. do you run this in tournaments? This you don't run this one
No,
in tournaments, right?
no,
Yeah, I would
run.
honestly,
Yeah,
dude, I would yeah, I would not run any chronofield duration when I farm because it's about the coins. It's more so about the coins than than things like that. So definitely everything else looks good. Your top three are really good. Those are the three best in slot, I think,
yeah.
for the core. Black hole duration, if you get that to ancestral, you should have a permanent black hole with with
Well,
assuming you have at
well, I
least
think
34. Oh wait, but I think you maxed out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so then
I
you don't
was
even need that then, that duration substat.
no, no. I got 35 seconds instead of 34. So
Oh, so you got
that
35. Okay, so then you
yeah,
don't even okay.
that cost me 500 stones for and so I just keep the mythic substack in there to just
Yeah,
remind me of a $500 stone investment. Like, come on, I
okay.
mean not $500, but
Yeah.
500 stone investment for that one click. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so the bottom two substats, Golden Tower bonus, it's okay. Ancestral, it's decent. You do need it though at some point, Ancestral. Instead of Chronofield duration, you could put on there, let's see, what can you put on? Oh, you could put on a cooldown substat such as uh
I'll throw off my sync at that point. I've tried it,
oh right,
and
yeah, it'll throw off the sync. Never mind. If
yeah,
you do
because I'm
that.
BHD. So, but I was gonna do ancestral GT bonus, and then try to go for either black hole size since it's primordial collapse.
Eh,
Uh,
I don't know
but you
about
know,
that. I think there's better substats than black hole
or
size.
I could do chrono slow. You know, but
That too. I don't know about that one as well. Chrono Slow. Chrono Slow, I only think you should use Chrono Slow if you're running Reverse Orb Devo. If you're not running Reverse Orb Devo, if you're running a Blender strat, you don't want that slow because that's just going to mess up your coins even more. Because then it's going to take the enemies more time to reach your black hole and stuff. That's just, yeah. Um, I probably wouldn't put that on there.
yeah,
Uh,
but with permanent black hole, you don't have those problems anyway. You know?
Uh, well, for elites and stuff, elites and bosses,
Okay, I see.
you do, yeah. Um, basically, but yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, there's got to be something better we could put on there, but then again, it's not worth putting on any like smart missiles. Absolutely not. CL, no. Deathwave, no. Inner landmines, no. Oh man. What about? Oh, yeah, that's right. No, we can't do the cooldowns because that'll mess up the sync.
I mean, black hole size or
I guess,
really,
yeah. I guess that's it then. Black hole size. Even though I don't. That's
yeah,
unfortunate for now, but eventually,
black hole size and GT bonus until I start doing stuff with cooldowns and
yeah.
MV other things. Other than that, nothing. Maybe
When
chain lightning.
if you ever unlock assist modules, you could run Galaxy Compressor Assist and
Yeah,
then do the cooldowns. But that's going to mess up your sync and it could be less coins. But you may have a shot at getting like a permanent golden tower doing that, depending on your cooldowns. But uh, maybe not. So I guess yeah, the black hole size and the GT bonus for now. Fortunately, yeah.
yeah.
All right. How about your black hole digester? How's that looking? AKA BHD. Okay. Um. Yeah, that's good. Maybe eventually enemy health level skip instead of
Attack skip, yes.
attack skip. Yeah, but that's fine for now. That's fine. Yeah,
But dude, like,
you need the free
uh,
ups. Yeah, that's the thing.
I got. Well, that was another thing I had to do in order to farm 14. I needed a green EALS, and for the longest time it wouldn't roll. And the other day I just hit the re-roll by itself without auto re-roll. I just tapped it once and it showed up, and I was like, all right, cool.
Did you
It's
stand
been
on
long.
your left foot or right foot when you did that?
I don't know what I did, bro. I was just, I probably only had enough shards for one click, and I was like, all right, let me just click it. Oh, got it.
You
So
only had
yeah,
enough for one click. Oh my god,
yeah,
living life on the edge there, buddy. Holy
yeah.
crap!
I was re-rolling. I was re-rolling some other stuff. I re-rolled my the cash one that does more damage the more cash, and then I re-rolled my dim core. So yeah, then I only had enough for like one click of this, so I just did it, and it showed up, and I was like, oh, there you go.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. So the modules, I think.
So I guess I'll show you my dim core and my project funding, and because that's what I use in tournaments.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see the project funding. We all know that. We all know that the project itself requires a lot of funding. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Enemy health level skip, cash bonus, free up, and free utility. Yeah, this is good. So if you ever, do you have restorative bonus? By the way,
No,
okay, never
I
mind.
don't even think I have one copy of it, to be honest with
Okay, never mind. What I was going to say was eventually, if you, oh
you.
yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
do have restorative bonus. Okay. Oh, it's only
I have
epic
one.
though.
Yeah, I only
Hmm.
have one.
What I was going to say was if you ever get a mythic or better restorative bonus, you could maybe consider putting a package chance on the project funding and running restorative bonus assist to
It's
get a
there.
ton of attack speed. Oh, jeez, I'm blind. I'm sorry. Other than that, everything else looks fine. Maybe mythic free utility upgrade would be good, and then that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only. That's what I was kind of thinking myself. But
Yeah, sorry, I completely overlooked that. Whoops. But yeah,
it's
project
just
funding looks good. Mhm.
like, I'm like, dude. I'm telling you, dude. The resources needed in this game is like, like you don't think about it at first, but those reroll shards, man. Dude, when you start getting ancestral modules and you start getting to 161 or even at 141 and you want to reroll,
Yeah,
golly, dude, like it's terrible, dude. You know what I mean? Like you need lots of resources. So that's why I'm like hard focused on the resources aspect right now.
yeah,
I think at my level it's like something that I have to just knock out, get enemy balance done, get cash mastery done, and just wash my hands of that stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah. Those two are will help out big time, especially if you do end up getting cash mastery. Enemy balance is going to amplify that big time. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
crazy.
have they have synergy with each other, right? You know what I mean?
Oh
So it's
yes,
like,
absolutely.
it's like I got to just, and well, I guess we'll talk about more about that whenever we get to the cards. But for now,
It's
let me show you.
basically it's basically like this. So cash mastery is the
Yeah.
burger. So cash
Mm,
mastery is the burger, and the enemy balance mastery is like the hot sauce. You put it on top. To make it better. It's like
hmm.
it's the sauce. It's the special sauce you put on top
Yeah.
to make it better. But yeah,
I'm, I'm one of those that gets the mayonnaise and the ketchup and the hot sauce and mixes it all together and then throws it on. Like, there you
Oh man. Yeah, they just mix it all together, huh? Mm.
Yeah, dip my fries in that stuff and everything, dude.
Oh,
Maybe even put like a little squirt of mustard just to top it off.
oh man, you lost me there with that. Oh man. It's all right though. Okay, how about your Dimension Core? Let's see, how's that looking?
So I just re-rolled it, and
Ooh, Exodia, almost, sort of.
almost,
Oh
well,
no, wait, no, sorry, I take that back. You're missing two. You're missing two key substats. I like that you got duration. That is huge. That is very good. So you are set. You're semi prepared for that battle condition in Legends. That's good. And even in Champs League, if they have Ultimate Weapon duration, you got the quantity, you got the chance. Very good. You're missing Spotlight Angle and Chronofield Speed Reduction, and then you're set on that module. That's all you're
okay.
missing. Yep. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think what else could. The only other
well,
substats you could put on there are you could put on lightning damage is okay. Other substats would be things like, oh, Spotlight bonus, you're missing that too. Ancestral, absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. But if I had
Yeah,
to choose which one do I want first, I would want Chronofield speed reduction and then Spotlight bonus. Absolutely. Those two.
okay. Yeah,
Whatever you
'cause
get
I was
first, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna ask you about this, and so
Mhm.
you said it without me asking. So thanks for that, man.
Yep,
Definitely,
of course, no
I'll roll.
worries.
I'll roll it up, but like I said, man, the resources, dude, it's just like,
Yes.
gosh,
Yeah.
you know.
I can't tell you how many times I do I run tier like 21 just for the rerolls. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
I do it all the time because I need the dice so bad. And e although I will say on my farming runs now, I do get anywhere between like almost 100k dice a run, and then overnight I probably get like 200k overnight, and I could save up, but still, like it's never enough, man. It's never enough. You need more, you know. So
Yeah, to roll green substats, man, is
you may need a
ugh.
few million, yeah. Like you may need a few million to get what you need. It sucks.
Or you could do one click and get it. It's just the RNG is just crazy, man, with that stuff. That
Yeah, but
reroll
here's the
stuff.
thing, though. You got to stand on one leg and do that, though. You forgot to. You forgot to meant to
Yeah,
mention that.
you gotta wear a tinfoil hat, and you gotta shape it in the shape of the boat from It, dude, and put it on your head, and you got it.
Yeah. The.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I feel like the satellite is forcing you to tell me that stuff right now, dude. You know what I mean? Like I know the satellite's watching, dude. It's listening to us. Well,
Oh, you know what? Yeah. So I said, uh, spotlight bonus, spotlight angle, and chronofield speed reduction would be the three best. The three.
okay.
If you get those three, you're going to hit Exodia on that dim core, all ancestral, especially spotlight angle and the bonus. That's going to help out so much because no more of wait, how many spotlight beams do you have, by the way? Three or four?
Three. Three.
You have three. If you get
Yeah.
that angle, it'll help. It'll help a little bit with the RNG where the boss they try to dodge your spotlight. It'll help out with that a little bit better. Getting that extra
Okay.
15 degrees on all three, so you'll get 45 degrees extra coverage on your spotlight if you do that, which is really nice. Um, so
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
just to recap, the order of best ones to get would be, I would say Chronofield speed reduction, and then spotlight bonus or angle, they're both tied, and then the chain lightning damage. There are other substats like poison swamp, duration, and cooldown, but if you don't have a decent swamp, what's the point? I mean, I don't know. It may not be like worth doing. But spotlight, angle, and bonus are very good for Dimension Core, especially
Yeah,
for Dimension Core.
yeah. I have nothing in the poison swamp, but definitely the chain lightning and the chronofield stuff is
Yeah.
very interesting to me at the moment. But we're gonna maybe have to talk about that a little bit more when we go into open weapons.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it looks like your pain point is the are all the substats. Yeah, because Death Wave quantity, that's got to go. That's got to go. That shouldn't be on there. Eventually, we can get rid of that for something better. Even if it's like epic, like even epic spotlight angle will be better than that for now. But that's okay. When you get the dice, we'll have to do that later. So that's okay. What else do you use for tournament? Real quick, what else do we have?
Well, I mean, I do kind of play around with this stuff a little bit, but you know, it's like I'm not full GC yet. But this last tournament I did, I got third place, and I used this, so this kind of helped.
You ran ACP. Okay, very nice. I like ACP myself.
And I'm only
Okay.
one. I'm only one away from ancestral,
Okay, so
and
this is a. You have it set up more so for health, for
right.
EHP, which is fine. You do have the shockwave substat, very nice, best in slot. Knockback chance is decent. Okay, it's not bad. Knock Knockback force, it might be slightly better, but that's fine for now. Uh, I would like to see orb speed or orbs instead of that. I think orb speed would be really nice for ACP, but that's okay. I think it's more so like a GC thing, the orbs and the orb speed, but that's fine.
And every now and again, in a blue moon, I run this with primordial collapse. But like I said,
G comp,
I want to,
okay.
yeah, I want to get totally away from EHP. So, and I make more waves as hybrid. So yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't make any sense anymore for me to do G comp with Primcy anymore. Even with the durate, like even without the duration battle condition, it still nets me less waves. Like
Yeah.
I need project funding in dim core, and that gives me the most waves.
Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to your ultimate weapons now. Let's see. Let's see what you're working with for that. Okay. Your chain lightning looks nice. Is that 1,000 times damage? I assume.
Yes,
Very nice.
yes.
Okay. So real quick with chain lightning damage, I know that a lot of people say that you shouldn't over invest in it, which yes, that is correct. But if you already completed all of your damage masteries, it's okay to invest in chain lightning damage because of the stone cost amount is actually pretty cheap to go from like currently I did a couple clicks after 1,000. I think I'm up to like 1907 now, and I don't regret it at all. Because it gets pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie, but the problem is that if you have masteries and stuff, you should definitely get those out the way first before you consider investing in the chain lightning damage. I wouldn't recommend going too high in the damage early because there's going to be way better options to boost your damage, such as masteries and labs, than doing like one click in the CL damage to go from 1,000 to 1328, etc. So that's good. You maxed out the quantity and chance, very nice. That'll prepare you for GC later. That's good. Chance is very strong. It's good. Smart missiles, very nice. Okay, I see you barely put anything into them. Good job. Death Wave looks good. You have quantity 6. That's with substat. So you have quantity 3 without the substat, I guess. I'm
Yes.
guessing. Okay. Uh, real quick, what is your gold bot duration?
50. I don't know.
Go to your events. Yeah. Go to your event shop. Scroll down. Let me see. 35 seconds.
35. I was gonna say 55. What the hell?
Okay. So your death wave has a quantity of 6. I assume it's 7 with perk in run when you farm, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that comes out to 28 seconds. Okay. So, in that case, you want to get your death wave quantity up to at least, well, eventually getting it up to 8 would be nice for your duration. Well, one more would be nice. And I talked about this before when it comes because you have a sync, you want the death wave, to overlap with the gold bot basically for even more coins. And usually the rule of thumb is to have your gold bot duration 2 seconds above your death wave uptime. Each death wave is 4 seconds long. You have 6 without perk, so that's 24 seconds. And then another with perk is 28 seconds. So if you get one more quantity, that'll bring you up to 31 seconds. And then another one will bring you up to 34, which would be ideal. But 2 clicks in the quantity, it's out of the picture for now. So maybe the only way to get that ideally would be to get the ancestral substat, and then oh wait, I'm sorry, you have ancestral substat. I'm sorry. It would be through assist mods then. So maybe maybe one more click eventually would be nice, but not yet though. That's just more econ.
The 850 really isn't too terrible, but there's so many other.
Yeah, because the thing is, because right now it sounds like you want to do damage, and doing this is more econ, so this would help with cells a little bit, but I don't are cells like really like an issue for you at the moment? I don't think so, right? It doesn't seem
No,
like they are.
I'm at 3 labs at 5x.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm in a nice shot, and then I'm doing EB mastery right now. So, I feel like eventually I'm gonna have all 5 labs at 5x once the lab is done. For enemy balance.
Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Chrono Field. Eventually, wait a second. Oh, that's without the. Okay, eventually you do. Oh wait, your Chrono Field duration. It's not finished, right? The
Right.
lab.
So when it's done with perk, I'll be permanent in farming, and because I have the ancestral substat on my dim core, I'm also permanent with
Right.
battle.
Right, but how many levels do you have left of the lab?
2 more, I think.
2 more. Okay, so this is going to seem weird, but at some point you're going to want to finish the lab and do one more click into the duration so that you get 60 seconds, and then with the substat you'll be at 70 so that you're covered for the battle condition, the ultimate weapons battle condition. Ultimate weapons duration battle condition. Not now, but later on when you get in the Legends League higher up, you'll probably need it.
I think I'll have it because
Okay.
you have to minus 4 seconds right now for the legendary substat, and then I'll be at 55 when it's done. And then for farm, right?
Oh, then you're going to need even more stones then. Oh boy. Yeah, you're going to need even more then. You want it to be a natural 60 without any substats or nothing. That's what I mean. Like that's why I'm saying you got to get the lab done to reduce how many stones you got to put into that in the workshop, because it gets expensive after 60 seconds. naturally. I think it's like to go from 60 to 70 with stones, it's like 2,500 stones altogether. I don't know the exact number, but I know it's like at least like 2,000 stones. It's it's ridiculous for 10 clicks. But yeah,
I mean, I do have the 15 seconds on my dim core, so I think that I don't know. I'm like I'm iffy about it because I really don't know.
the
But
15
from
sec you mean the 10 seconds?
is it 10 or 15?
It's 10, but here's the thing though. It's but here's the thing though.
Okay.
In tournaments, there's going to be a battle condition that's going to reduce your chrono field by 10 seconds. So you want to have 70 seconds with the substat so you maintain a permanent chrono field. Because what's going to happen is if you don't have that, you're going to have a permanent like chrono field up until like wave 7, like 6 700, and then you're going to start getting shotgunned because your chrono field's going to drop for like a couple seconds, and it's frustrating as hell. I hated it so much. At that point, I wanted 70 seconds as soon as I could because it was frustrating as hell dealing with that. Like I did not like that at all. It was not a fun time because everyone else, it seems like everyone else is covered except you, and then you kind of want to prepare yourself for it at some point. But this is more so for Legends League later on. So
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about
sure,
there at the beginning is you know what I really need your help with, because of me and you have messaged each other before this,
sure,
and I really need your help on figuring out what I need to do in order to sustain legends. Like you're talking 600-700 waves. That's
yes,
nice and all,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
need
That's
to,
for later on. Yeah, hmm
I need to get there first, and I need to
yes,
know what I need to do in order to get there. So I was
yes.
actually
hmm
thinking about it on the first is getting Chrono 4.
Oh, so you want to get
But
Chrono Loop 4? Okay. Okay.
but at my level, because I've talked to several people about it, and these are my options pretty much is either Chrono 4 or start getting more damage masteries. But with the masteries, I have to, then that's lab time as well, right? And some of those have sub labs like, Demon Mode and Super Tower. But Chrono 4, I think I was talking to Driver about this, and he was saying all it's really going to do is prolong your eventual death in farming. So it's probably not needed right away. But whenever I talk to Andre, he's saying, well, you need Chrono Loop, so because you need the crowd control for tournaments, and it might even help with farming, or I just turn it off on farming. So I really don't know, but I think Chrono 4 is probably my next move, but like I said, I'm still iffy about that.
It all depends, yeah, because I think the damage masteries sound really good, and yes, there is. You do need the Chrono Loop, yes, for sure. What level is your GT Plus currently? I know you have GT Plus, right? If I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm at 10.
You're at 10. Okay, so your GT plus is fine then for now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Um. Hmm. Oh man, that bonus click is really cheap. But no, don't press that. Since you're already able to afford masters, it wouldn't hurt to do. I mean, why not? Why not do a little bit of both? I mean, but here's the thing though with Chrono Loop. I don't think it's good to just unlock Chrono Loop at level 0. I think it's terrible until you get to level 4. That's when you visually see a difference, and it makes a difference.
Right. I
Now,
was gonna go. I was gonna go straight to 4, but I mean that's huge. That's
that's a
what
lot of
20
stones. That's a
20
lot of stones.
2800 stones right there. But I
Yes,
was gonna do
2800.
that on the first, or get some damage masteries. But I kind of want to finish the ones I have. Like I said, enemy balance needs to get done. cash needs to be done. But as far as tournament performance is concerned, I could put those on pause, finish damage mastery, start messing around with, with super tower. Super tower is probably going to be my next one, but that requires the sub lab and then getting the mastery, and then it's like I'm sacrificing. And then we talked about sacrificing a lab for another lab is like, ugh, what
Yeah.
do you do? I mean,
Okay. Also, I just looked it up. Chrono Loop 4 is never mind, it's the unlock too. I was going to say, yeah. Chrono Loop 4 is
yeah, yeah.
2200 stones, 2240, but the unlock is 625. So you were right about that. About 2800ish. Oof. Okay. So you already have Chrono Field speed reduction at 75%. So I mean that's fine. You have 90%. No, I'm sorry. If you get 90% slow with Chrono Field, that should be okay for now. I mean, you do need Chrono Loop 4 eventually, but what are you currently in Legends still, or are you in Champs now?
I'm currently bouncing,
You're
so
bouncing.
I'm top.
Okay.
So I've been consistently topping champs now, but really it's only been like two tournaments, but I feel like I'm consistent enough because I'm at the point now, like this last tournament I did 1500 waves, so
Okay.
yeah. But I do want to work, and I think damage helped me get there. But it's like, what do I do, right? Because like I said, those sub labs are crazy, and like Super Tower, for instance, it starts getting really long there at the end. And yes, I could go demon mode, which is a huge multiplier, but it's useless for farming. So I think Super Tower would serve me a little bit better. And then it's like, or I could just get Chrono Loop, and then maybe I could extend my waves and legends just that much more and stay in. I mean, I don't know. Like that's my goal. Is like I want to just stay in for now. I'm not worried about keys,
Okay.
and so it's like it's so hard for me to like but that's why I have you like doing this analysis of my tower too, because I'm just interested to see
Yeah.
before I swipe and buy three stone packs for this. It's like I mean, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's like with my money, I want to take care of the big stone sinks. So Chrono 4 is the best move in that aspect of it, because with tournament stones I could buy masteries, right? you know
Yeah.
but it's like, like I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I buy this and then it's not as helpful as I think it's going to be because I'm still transitioning.
That's
I
what I'm worried about with Chrono Loop 4. It's good, but 2800 stones just for that. I don't know if it's going to be that I can't tell if it's going to be that effective yet for you or not. If you I think if you can get 90% slow on your chrono field with substat on your dim core, that should be okay for now, and then maybe super tower mastery would be ideal for now. And then super tower bonus, you're not gonna finish it right away. That's fine. You might get it to like level 15 to 20, and you'll just have to go back to it later. But yeah, the way you're going to stay in Legends is by boosting your damage and CC, but the damage is a lot cheaper at first because you could just do labs and masteries. So, in other words, you would go back to your labs now, real quick. So, another thing too is you have a lot of you have two econ masteries in still. So, you sort of got to wait for those to finish too, because you're still doing intro sprint, which that one will be when intro sprint is done. I would like to see another damage lab put in there, such as critical factor or attack speed, preferably critical factor for now because it's lower level, and then chrono field duration. Uh, it sucks. I mean, it's level 28. At this point, you're already this far in. You might as well finish it at this point and get it over with. And then you might as well get it over with. But the thing is that you're going to have to wait a little bit because you have 3 labs. You have 3 key labs that have to finish, and they ain't going to get done anytime soon. Like intro sprint's not going to get done until like for another 4 days. Enemy balance is only level 4, so that mastery is not going to unless you take it out and do something else. That's not going to finish for another 3 weeks or so, maybe more than that. And then what's up top again? Lab speed.
Yeah.
And
Now,
so that stays in.
I could take that back out again, but the longer I prolong that stuff,
Right. The longer you prolong it, the longer,
it's one of those, do I want what kind of progression do I really want? And lab speed is gonna be the ultimate progression at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Even though it takes forever, it'll help me because let's say I wait those 3 weeks, well that's 3 weeks off of that progression. I could be a couple of levels into it by that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, So, the way you could stay in Legends is with more. I know this is going to sound very simplistic, but more damage and CC basically to sum it up, and this goes back to damage mastery. You have damage mastery. We got to get that finished because that is a lot of damage right there that will help you in tournaments. Every level matters for that. So we got to try and get damage mastery going, and then when intro sprint is done, I think if you can fit in super tower mastery, that would be a really good addition because you could afford the labs. Basically, it seems like you could afford that. If you're running 2 masteries at the same time, you could afford super tower mastery, it looks like. And that'll be one of the biggest boosts in damage that you will get. And at first, it's going to be a little RNG-ish for like the first 4 or 5 levels. But then after that, it starts getting more consistent. It is really good. It is so good.
Well, I mean, I would need another card slot too, as well. So that's another thing that we're not fully done with the review here, but like there's a lot of like little niche things that need to happen too.
Yes, there's a lot of things
But as far as my purchase goes, like my money is concerned, it's like I think Chronofield 4, but like I said, it's like, dude, 2,800 stones, dude. It's like, ooh.
That's a lot of stones. Yeah, that's a lot of stones for just the.
But like what Andre's argument is that the longer I put that off, then the worse off I am. Because let's say I do get all this damage, and you have no CC, then what? But then you could flip that around and say, well, you have no damage and you have all the CC, then what? You know what I mean? So it's like, what's going to keep me in Legends, right? Is it CC? Is it damage? Okay, you say damage, but if you don't pair it with the CC, then you're still out of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You already have Chronofield with max slow. If you get the substat 90% slow, that's pretty solid. It's not like you don't have any. It's not like you don't have any CC at all. And I didn't even look at your inner landmines as well. I don't even. Can you show me your? Go back to your ultimate weapons. Your inner landmines. Okay. Eventually the cooldown should be at least 2.5 minutes. That that would be ideal. Reason being is so that the landmines are back up again before the boss appears in Legends. Assuming you don't have wave skip equipped, it's just it gives you enough time to get the mines back up. Quantity 5 is okay for now. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, you already have Chrono Field with max speed reduction, so I mean, and another thing too is like locking Chrono Loop and putting like 2 levels in now and 2 later. I don't know how I feel about that either. I don't think
No,
that's
I mean
I don't think it's
I'm gonna get
ideal.
no, I mean I'm gonna get Chrono 4 like this month. Like that's what I was planning on doing.
Okay.
But it was like because that's the 2800. I have 400 and then 3 stone packs plus another tournament. I should be there. But it's like
Okay.
ah but at the same time it's like Driver was saying in farming, what am I gonna do? It's not gonna you know what I mean? It's not like it's gonna without the damage part of it, it's gonna be bad for farming. In tournaments, it might extend my waves a little bit, but who knows, right? Like if I don't have the damage, so it's like I'm darned if I do and darned if I don't. So what's the choice? Don't or do it, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, ultimately at the end of the day, yeah, it's your choice. I mean, I could recommend things for you to do, but at the end of the day, yes, it is your choice. I can't like I can't force you to do anything because, you know, it's your choice at the end of the day. But what I'm thinking is I'm thinking that Tower Mastery would be better once Intro Sprint Mastery's finished, of course, and
Yeah, because
and then
that
resume Damage Mastery, of course, when you get the
yeah,
coins.
because that would save me a lot of heartache too. Because like if I swipe for 2,800 stones and it does nothing, it's like that's gonna be a
It's
big
a
kick in
lot,
the.
man. Yeah, it's a lot, dude. And here's the thing too. With the super tower, if you get a nice damage boost, you might be able to move up a tier eventually sooner, and that's more econ right there. Like if you could eventually move up to tier 15, that's more coins right there and stuff, more cells and all. If you're able to move up a tier, but I think that super tower, you already have damage mastery, so you could build off of that. You got to finish that one though too. And then yeah, super tower would be really nice. I'm saying that over demon mode because demon mode is useless when it comes to farming until you get auto activate, and that's something in the vault, so that's just, yeah. Now you could get demon mode mastery eventually, but you'll only be able to use it for tournaments, so maybe not yet, and plus you got to finish the recharge lab anyway for demon mode, so that's yeah, that's out of the picture for now. So probably super
Okay.
tower. uh
Okay.
did somebody mention berserker earlier?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we should wait until we get to the cards part because we
Okay,
could
yeah,
have
yeah, that's fine,
conversation.
but yeah, I wouldn't do the chrono loop 4 yet. I think it's, yeah, you already have max slow. You could build off of that and just get the substat on your dimension core for 90% slow. That'll be really good because the enemies will crawl at that point in legends and stuff. Poison swamp is fine. Your black hole is fine. That's good size, good duration. That's fine. Spotlight, your spotlight is decent. Is that with a substat or without? I think it's without, right?
The
Without spotlight
angle
angle?
the angle is with.
With, okay. That's good. Okay. 60 degrees is good for now. Eventually, when you want to get spotlight plus, you'll probably need like probably 8-9 degrees more of angle, but that's fine. That's for later on. Uh,
Well, I mean, another thing too is to kind of help my econ and my tournaments. What I could do next month is SL4. Now, I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of it, but I think you are. So, what's your thoughts on SL4?
So I am a fan of SL4, but it is a hefty price, I will say. It is also a 15% increase in coins, but I think for tournaments as well, it eliminates the boss RNG by a ton because you have four beams. If you go to four, you'll have 280 degrees. No, I'm sorry, 240 degrees of coverage at that point, and it'll look a lot better too. I think it's good. Um, Now when to get it, it's so hard to say. Do you have? I don't. Uh, I don't remember it. I'm asking you this, but do you use the effective path sheet, right, or nah? Or
No,
no? Okay. But
no.
Spotlight 4, honestly, Spotlight 4 wouldn't be a bad idea, but man, that's it's hard to say. It's hard to say at
Well,
this point.
maybe we'll take a look at the cards
Yeah.
and then come to it. I'll just let you sit on that for a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
Let it marinate. But like
Yeah.
that's like I said, I'm having a purchase coming up, and I think this is gonna be like one of my last ones. Like I really don't want to. I really want to get my labs to catch up with my tower's power. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
that's another one. That's another one of my problems is if and I'm not saying anything about anybody else, but the way I feel is like, if you're so fixated on stone, 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 stones, and you have nothing in your labs, it's like, what did you do? You know,
Right.
I,
hmm Okay.
like I still have all these masteries that I need to do, bro. I need to finish them. I need to
Yeah.
finish enemy balance. I need to finish cash. I need to finish damage. Like especially if I want to go more hybrid, like damage needs to get in there. I agree,
Yes.
but is picking up another mastery, that's gonna foot gun me because then I'm gonna feel bad. I'm like, well, now that I have this mastery, now I gotta lab it and I have to do the sub lab, and I have, and I want to stay in legends, and it's like, like I don't know what avenue I need to roll down, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm buying this stuff with my money.
Yeah.
So and there's a big stone sink lingering above my head. Which one do I need to do? SL4, you know, Chrono 4, I'm gonna need all this stuff eventually, but it's like with my money, I want to knock out the big purchases. Like not a bunch of little purchases.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. If that's the case, then Spotlight 4 would be probably the best choice then if you want to knock out the big ones. Spotlight 4 would be good and Chrono Loop 4, but I think you'll get more out of the Spotlight 4 probably when it comes to farming and tournaments. Maybe, I think. Spotlight bonus could use another click, maybe at some point as well. But yeah, I think the Spotlight 4 would be better than in that aspect, in terms of like when you say big purchase. I think it'll be pretty decent, and it'll help
But
with both for farm and to ornament for sure.
but then we go back to the point earlier where it's like I'm gonna need it anyway,
Yeah,
and then that's gonna be another purchase that I'm gonna have to do. So instead of this being my last one, well, guess what? Now I'm waiting for next month to click Chrono 4,
well,
and
yeah, but the thing is for Chrono 4, it's 4 separate levels. I know this is not going to sound ideal, but at least you could do the unlock and work your way to level 4 over time. It's going to suck, but instead of doing, you may not be able to do all 4 levels at the same time. You might have to like unlock it and then work your way to level 4, which may seem a little more ideal for that with uh
but
with
but
stones.
then we also got to think about what the goal is. The goal is to sustain legends,
Yes.
and and it isn't CC like the meta isn't that, but then again we don't know what they're going to come out with next either, so that's another issue. That's a whole
CC
separate.
CC is the meta, but if you don't, but in the beginning, you could get by with some, you could get by with damage. And then, yes, at some point, you're going to need CC. So
I mean, like,
basically, yeah.
I mean,
Uh huh.
in your experience, right?
Sure.
Let's put it like this. In your
Okay.
experience, if I were to get Chrono 4 and I'm at like 120 waves right now, how many waves would that extend me even though I don't have the damage to
If
do
I'm
it?
being
Like I'm just
honest, if I'm being
so long.
honest, if I'm being honest, it might only extend your runs by like maybe 15 to 20 waves. Maybe. Not even. I don't know. If you don't have the damage, it might extend your runs by like 15 waves maybe. I don't know.
Now
I can't give you an
now
exact number. It's hard to
now
say.
can you say the same now can you say the same thing more or less about SL4, right? Because that's what we're comparing it to, right?
Yes. Now, the thing is with SL4, it's going to be more consistency for bosses, and that could help you go further and do like doing more damage overall to things. It's oh man, it's a tough choice, but it's also going to be better for farming too as well, so that you could help so that you could afford the masteries easier too to get those going. Uh, hmm.
That's the thing is I'm
Yeah,
not really too crazy about econ. I'm making 10Q a day, so I could lab 5 masteries if I wanted to. But it's like,
you could, but then you're tied up with all your coins into them, right? You can't really put anything into anything else, right? At
well,
that point.
well, that's another thing too. We haven't even got to the workshop yet because I was working on my workshop, and
Okay.
it's just so many different things, right? It's
Yeah.
like all these things, right? It's like, but they all work together, and it's like I'm one of those. Like I know at the end of the day, it's more like a be patient and wait type of thing
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get it eventually. But it's like I want it now. Like I want to sustain Legends at least, and I want to know what's the best move as far as my next purchase goes. So maybe we just need to rehash this after we look at everything else. You know, just
Yeah. Hmm.
you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Other than that, yeah, go over to your cards real fast. Let's go to the cards now. Go over to your cards. Okay, you have 18 slots. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you're right. You will need another slot eventually for Super Tower. Um, okay, so let's see. I see you're running landmine stun. Do you usually farm with landmine stun?
Yes,
Okay.
it extends my waves. I don't know why, but I lose like 300 waves if I don't have it.
Right, but how's the coins per hour without it though? Have you tried to farm without it yet?
Not recently.
Okay. Because sometimes it's not always about going the furthest amount of waves, but it's more so the coins per hour efficiency in terms like if you could go 300 less waves but make like 200 T more an hour, it's kind of worth it at that point, but I guess we'll never know until you test that. You would have to test that to see um
Okay, I'll
if
test
that's
it
the
out.
case. Um, but yeah, I if you run a blender like strat, landmine stun. If you have like a permanent black hole setup, I think that landmine stun is not ideal because you're basically delaying how long it takes enemies to reach your bonuses because you're like they're getting stopped along the way because of the stuns. Basically.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, I have Prim C with 60-meter black hole too, so it's not really too much of an
right,
issue. But
right.
another thing I was kind of running into too is you're right. It'll stun the scatters, and instead of hitting my wall, they end up stacking up, and then that's where I die early. But like I said, as far as
Mhm.
the run extension goes, it does extend my run. I know that.
You could, I mean, yeah. You could throw it in later on in the run. That's fine. I mean, I've seen people do that before, and that's totally fine if you want to do that. All right, so let's see what else. You got coins, crit coin, critical chance, good. Cash. Okay, you got the cash master, enemy balance, mastery, wave cell. You have wave excel, good. Intro sprint, that's right. Free upgrade, mastery, good. RPC, okay. Landmine stun. Second wind, okay. Health regen
Yeah,
and health, okay.
yeah. I need second win in order to farm 14.
Oh, right, because of the fleets. Okay, got it. Health regen, health and extra defense. Okay, extra orb.
I
Okay.
just threw damage in as kind of a filler, but I
hmm
was thinking since I'm more EHP farming, maybe slow aura. But that's another thing too. Is like it's like, dude, like I want to hurry up and do damage, so I threw damage in. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're EHP, then yeah, you would take out damage and put in slow aura, and then instead of crit chance, you would put in I guess
I mean,
I
I
guess
need crit for crit coin, right? I think.
oh right, yeah. Yeah, that is true. Scroll down on your cards. What else let me see what else you have. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you would need a card slot for Super Tower Mastery eventually, and then that would take about a week or so to save up the gems for that if you were to go that route. Probably would take a
Yeah.
week and a half to save up 6,500 gems. Roughly a week and a half for 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah,
Um,
and during that time, I could also work on the lab. I could get the mastery, lab, the sub lab, and the mastery at the same time,
yes.
and just
Mhm. Yeah. When
and then
you
berserk. I was mentioning too about berserker mastery. So Dougie was saying if I was to get berserker mastery and I were to death defy during intro sprint in legends, it'll extend me 300 waves and I could sustain legends that way instead of doing the shenanigans that we were talking about earlier, and that's the cheapest route. But it's RNG dependent on the death defy.
Yeah, if
So
there's
I
Death Defy down, you're SOL, dude. That's just. And there's been a lot of Death Defy down recently in Legends so far. There's been a lot of it. So that Berserker mastery would be useless, really, half the time. But
right, and it's gonna cost me what? I don't even know, 750
750.
stone.
Yeah, don't get me
And
wrong. I think Berserker is really good, but I don't think you shouldn't get Berserker until you get Damage, Demon Mode, and Super Tower first. Those are all way better options to get first. And then you could do Berserker or Ultimate Crit. I think Ultimate Crit is better than Berserker probably for consistency as well. But
mhm,
but definitely Damage, Demon Mode, and Super Tower first for damage. Demon Mode would be really good too, but the problem is you can only run it in tournaments because
yeah,
you would activate it and then it's only good for 300 waves, and since you don't have auto activation, you would have to like manually reactivate it every time if you tried to farm with it, and that's just a no at that point, assuming the recharge lab is maxed out. Obviously, that's just, yeah. So eventually, though, it would be good for tournaments, Demon Mode Mastery for sure. Um, but
but
early
like
on in Legends, you're only going to activate Demon Mode probably one time anyway. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it could help out eventually. But then you'll need a card slot for that too.
No, I have it in my tournament setup.
Oh, you
So
do? Okay. Can I see?
Right,
Okay.
BioQuack helped me set this up for tournaments.
Uh. Okay. You're running. Okay. Is this a hybrid or wait, is this a hybrid
Yeah,
or EHP?
this is a hybrid, you know, more or less.
I probably wouldn't run Energy Shield then, but I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's okay for now. I don't know what else you would put in besides when you get Super Tower Mastery. You're probably gonna have to take out uh, mm,
Probably energy net.
yeah, Energy Net only because you're a hybrid setup. So it seems like you're able to tank like bosses and stuff probably. If I had to guess.
I mean, like I said, I'm only going 120 waves, so I get crushed pretty easily.
Oh yeah, never
Late.
mind. Okay. Okay, then yeah, Energy Net would be nice. Okay. Yeah, you're going to need an extra slot or two then. You're going to need an extra card slot or two then because
Yeah,
yeah, Energy Net's going to
my
be
plan is to get
needed.
all five eventually, but it's like, what do you do, you know?
Well, if we start to work on damage and if you start staying in Legends, eventually if you start to place higher up in Legends and you, you might be able to get a card slot in the vault one day. Not saying that's now, but like sometime in the future, there's always that option too. Later on, of course, like down the road, but that's always an option too later on. But yeah, you will have to get a slot or two though, probably with gems. You're probably gonna have to get them with gems for now. At least
Yeah,
one
I
more
mean,
slot or
I
two.
think, right. I think that's just the way I need to go for now with the gem stuff, and then like I said, and then even with the vault, there's a lot. Like I think I'm gonna go for demon mode auto activate before anything else, and
Honestly,
really,
I went for the card slot first, and then I went for demon mode auto activate. But that's up to you. If you want to do demon mode auto first, that's fine as well. I guess. Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, that's still a long ways away, right? I
Yeah.
need to.
Mhm.
The goal is to sustain legends and at least stay in, like quit this bouncing stuff.
Yeah.
But really, the bouncing stuff really ain't that bad. It's kind of like a bummer, especially when you spend money.
I
It's
think
like,
honestly, also what you could do is, I think it would be better if you just ditched all the health cards in Legends and just ran more of a offensive setup with your cards. Like if you would take out health and regen and extra defense and put in like survival stuff like such as uh like death ray, nuke maybe, or super tower when you get the mastery of course, or even let's see, even slow R would be better. You could try that. You could try like a pseudo like GC setup like with your cards, because if you're only going 120 waves in Legends, it sounds like you're probably not going to tank anything anyway. It sounds like I don't think you're going to be surviving any hits anyway. Because as soon as you get hit by a boss, your wall it probably drops, right? If I had to
yes,
guess, yeah. So I don't think it's even like worth running health and regen and extra defense in the tournament. Then, if you're in Legends, instead you could run like slow aura, death ray, and maybe nuke. You know, nuke is another free lifeline. If there's a boss you can't kill, just nuke it and keep going. And then later on, if when you get the fleets, it's another way to bail you out. If there's if you're in a jam and you just hit the nuke, you could do that
right.
too.
Because I think what I need is I need at least 150 waves. I mean, from everything that I've been looking at, all the Legends tournaments that I've done, which isn't really that many, but just even watching other people, and asking other people, what how their bracket is and who's last place, and what their waves are. I think I need at least 150 in order to stay in nowadays. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
whatever I could do to extend that. I mean,
I think you should
but
try that though. I think you should try doing a pseudo GC setup with the cards because I don't think the health cards are doing you a favor in Legends at that point. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, you will need those later on when you go past wave 1,000 in Legends. You will need those again for overcharge. But right now, in the beginning, I don't. I think. I think they're not going to be worth using because
yeah,
it's not worth. Yeah, because you're not going to survive anything anyway. Because it's tier 17 plus, and the enemies are going to be way too strong anyway. So that's an option too if you want to ever try that. Uh, for the next ornament if you're in Legends. Like for
okay,
Legends, of course, for champs, you could do your usual setup that got you to Legends. That's fine. You know.
okay.
All right. And then yeah. Uh I still think that Super Tower Mastery would be a great damage mastery to 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 complement damage. Even though Demon Mode is technically a better choice, in my opinion, to get after damage, but because we can't get auto activate, it kind of, yeah, I'm a little.
But but I don't mind it tags because
Oh, you don't mind it,
my goal is tournaments right now. My tower
right?
is tournament focused. I
Okay.
mean, besides the resource thing that I was talking about earlier,
Well, I will
I
say this though: early on, Demon Mode early on is going to be a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit better early on because you're going to get that instant one point. I think it's 1.6 times damage boost or whatever right off the rip. Whereas with Super Tower, it's going to be very RNG. It's going to be very uh it's going to be like 15 seconds up, 30 seconds down, like that. It's going to be very inconsistent. But
Mhm.
I will say though, Super Tower is the stronger one of the two if you have the patience to level it up. So I guess that's a choice that you're going to have to make, but my preference would be Super Tower because you could also farm with Super Tower as well right
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
But Demon
right.
Mode, you can't really do that until you get auto activate. So it's up to you. But Demon Mode can give you an earlier boost in tournaments right away. But I think Super Tower is still the better choice because you can afford the labs. That's why I think Super Tower is better. And the damage output that Super Tower gives out for your ultimate weapons and your spotlight too is ridiculous. It's crazy. It's so good. It goes off of your Super Tower bonus as well. So I think it's so good.
Okay.
And
Well, now that you're saying that, it's starting to make more sense
see what I mean?
about
Yeah.
getting SL4 is concerned. You know what I mean with my purchase, right?
And then
And then
SL4, yeah, because keep in mind, Super Tower also increases your spotlight bonus. It's one of the
yeah,
only things that can boost that besides ultimate weapon damage relics, which is like rare. So that's good. And Spotlight is a uh believe it or not, but getting Ancestral Spotlight angle made me do so much better in the tournaments compared to when I had a legendary substat of Spotlight Angle. It it did, and
mm,
even like 589 was telling me the same thing that if I get that substat, I'll do so much better in Legends, and it turned out to be the case. It worked out really well, and yeah, and then you already have 90% slow, so I think it would work pretty good together. And then yeah.
right. I should since I've already developed my chrono field to where it is, I need to just take a pause on that
Yeah.
and then go damage and come back to chrono later.
Yeah, because in my opinion, yes, the CC matters, but the thing is though, if you don't have any like damage to go with it, you might want to, work on your damage first, and then yes, at some point there will be a point where you have to get more CC because it's not going to like matter how much damage you have if you can't survive because you don't have the crowd control to survive, stay alive. And eventually this is something that tends to happen later on when doing like certain milestones such as like tier 20 or 21, or even like later on in Legends League as well. This tends to be the case. But early on, if you work on your damage, you can get pretty far. And then, and then obviously the CC will come into play. But you got to have a foundation first as well, too. And, that's where, like, obviously Econ, it plays a part with affording the masteries to boost your damage, like damage demon mode and super tower mastery, of course. But it looks like your econ's already in a decent spot, so at least we don't have to worry about that for now. If you really want to also like boost your econ, always, I mean, if you're like working on your gold bot too, that's going to help passively over time with econ as well. And then getting Spotlight 4 is going to help as well with econ too, so there's that. Along with if you
Yeah,
ever increase your angle.
I think Spotlight 4 will serve two purposes, and it's better to get that
Yeah.
than shoot myself in the foot with something that's probably not even gonna, like you said, 15 waves is not really too exciting.
I
But
can't give you an exact amount, but the Chrono Loop 4 is 28 stones for something that's only like going to be good for one thing. Because I don't think if you're EHP when you farm Chrono Loop 4, I don't know like how much of a difference that's going to make for you. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's gonna do. It's really gonna do nothing because I want the enemy to hit my wall. You know.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, are you going to shut it off then when you farm? I don't think so. I mean, yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's another thing too. Is like you spend X amount of dollars to get 2,800 stones, and then you buy it, and then you shut it off immediately afterwards. It's like for 90% of your gameplay, you shut it off. Like, come on now, no way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Huh.
What was I going to say? Yeah. So that yeah, that was so yeah, that should explain that. And then yeah, and then also yeah, when it comes to damage masteries, yeah, Berserker, that's gotta wait. Berserker and Ultimate Crit get done together usually. Well, it's personal preference. After you do damage demon mode and super tower, I did Berserker first, and then I did Ultimate Crit. And I will say Berserker was a lot more fun to use, but Ultimate Crit is actually really good as well. It allows your ultimate weapon damage to be more consistent. I guess if you have trouble deciding between those two, look at your critical factor. If you have very high critical factor, you probably want to do Ultimate Crit first. If not, then do Berserker first. You know, because
So you're not a fan of the Death Defy RNG shenanigans and
Oh, I love
going.
Berserker. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But the problem is it's a coin flip in tournaments, depending on battle conditions. And if it's Death
Mm.
Defy down, it's not going to do anything. Unless you're unless unless your unless your name is Bonzo, but besides that, yeah, it's not going to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
everybody go like and subscribe to Bonzo.
yeah, definitely, man. Like and subscribe to Bonzo. Shout out to aka Brackets with the Boys. But anyways, yeah, so before I get too off topic now. But yeah.
You want to take a look at the enhancements real quick?
Um yeah, sure.
Or are we
Sure,
or are
yeah.
we still doing yeah.
Okay. Start from the front. Start from the attack. Yeah.
So I just recently got damage, crit, and super tower to 80.
Okay.
So like I was mentioning earlier about not having damage mastery in. I was working on my workshop. Now this isn't this wasn't nothing. Getting 10 points of each because I had it at 70. So this is not the main thing. It's really in my utility workshop that I did work on.
Okay.
So
In the
we're on my
future, I want to see your critical factor at least 10 to 15 levels above damage and super crit because it is the heaviest one out of the three, and it'll allow you to output the most amount of damage because critical factor is really strong when it comes to damage. Even if it's how much for 5 levels? Are you able to do 5? No. Okay. In the future, I would make sure that critical factor is at least 5 levels above damage and super crit. Maybe 10 levels, but what I like to do is I like to make critical at least 5 levels above them. And then for damage and super crit, I like to alternate 1 and 1, you know? And then if I have, yeah, like whatever I have left over after I put in the critical factor. But for the most part, critical factor is going to be the one that does the most amount of damage out of those three. Attack speed is decent, that's fine. Uh how much for 1 click of attack speed? Okay, that's fine. Leave it at 1.2 for now. When it comes to farming, it doesn't have to be too high. That's fine for now. You're But yeah, in the future, get the critical factor one up higher though, for sure.
okay.
Okay. How about the second one? How about your defense tab?
So
Okay.
again, I recently got 80 into health regen, and wall health. And
Okay.
I think the EHP guys would like to hear this. It did nothing. I did those 10 clicks because they were all at 70, and I put those 10 clicks in on each one, and they did nothing. Didn't extend my waves,
Okay.
nothing. So yeah, that's just a little salt on the wound right there. Yeah.
Okay. Orb size. I probably wouldn't put anything in the orb size just yet because you don't have extra orb mastery, so I probably wouldn't do that yet. Um, Probably not because that could affect coins, but that's fine for now. How about utility? Let's see. Let's see utility.
So this is what I worked on. So I got my cells and my coin bonus to 50, and now
Okay.
I'm doing one click into free upgrades until it gets to 30.
Okay.
That's my plan at least. And my ELS, I'm at 50% on 14 with the way it is right now. I had it a little bit less, but like I said, I didn't have the substat, so I respec, and then I tried it at 15, and I didn't get to that 50% mark, and so I had to bump it up to 17, and now I hit that 50% mark, and it's a little bit better. But then I also what I did too was I ended up bumping this up a little bit higher as well, and it kind of
Okay.
extends a little bit, but like I said, I think it's enemy balance. Enemy balance is like it's like the enemies are like getting tough, man. They're getting tougher and tougher with enemy balance. So I need damage overall.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ticket. So that's definitely what we're gonna need to work on is the damage stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm happy with the way my workshop plus is. As far as econ goes, like this is okay. I would like to get free upgrades to 30, so that's what I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I'm just gonna do 1 day of farming, throw in damage mastery, take out damage, regular damage, put damage mastery and max that out, and just try to finish
Yeah.
enemy battle, intro sprint, and damage, and then think about the next mastery. or
Yeah.
SL. Well, really, I could get SL4 and another mastery after a few tournaments. So really, it ain't that bad because I was planning on buying 3 stone packs.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's not too bad. Uh, I did want to say, yeah, long term for your labs for the damage. Ideally, yeah, damage mastery and critical factor, but I would like to see long term, I would like to see your attack speed, critical, and damage at least level 70 in the future. Sometime in the future. It's not going to be overnight. I understand it's going to take time. It's probably going to take like a month or two, which is fine. Uh, it's going to be like a work in progress to, catch them up to speed.
well, another thing I was thinking about doing is once Chrono Field is finished,
Yeah.
is just throw in the masteries I do have and just max those out, and then start thinking about adopting other masteries. So what I could potentially do is lower my. So let's go back to this real quick.
Okay.
So you said I could get 150 100 and for my inner landmines, take that down to 230,
Yeah,
and
2 minutes and
then
30 seconds.
make it SL4, and then just lab my current masteries, and then whenever I'm done with that stuff, I buy the demon mode in the super tower, but super tower first probably because I can use it in farming.
Yes.
And by the time those labs are done, then I'll have enough gems saved up for a card slot, and boom, it's ready to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah. hmm
So that might be the new plan. Just forget Chrono 4, and just wait a couple of months, and then once I have the damage to back it up, okay, then I'll swipe it at that point. You know what I mean? Again.
Yeah. hmm Yeah, that's fine. What was I going to say? Yeah, that's sounds like a good idea. Um, let me see your perks real fast. I'm pretty sure that everything's all set up fine, but I just want to just take a brief look at them real quick. Okay, good. How about your bands? See your bands. Okay. Yep, so 2 run enders. Okay, landmine damage, dabs. You ban defense absolute. Just don't show that to Zephyr. I guess you
Yeah.
should be
Well,
fine.
no. Well. Zephyr told me it was the goat, so I banned it. You know.
Because it was the goat. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. How about your auto picks? Let me see your auto picks real fast.
So I had to. So I worked on this too. I gem rusted the crap out of
Oh, oh, hold on a second. We got to fix this. We need to fix
No,
this.
no, dude, don't even start. I need duration up there. Like it has to, because if not, my run is just not consistent. Like it would
Okay,
make it so.
then at least put the coins above the game speed. The coins should be number 2, but I mean, yeah, put the coins above the game speed, and then everything else go down. Coins and free upgrade should be right under Death Wave. So put the coin bonus under the Death Wave, and then put free ups right under coins. Good. I would put the 50-50 above Chrono Field, and then that's fine. Yeah, and then like that, and then what's underneath regen perk? What's that? Oh, you run the kickback. I mean the knockback perk. Ooh, I hate that perk. That's
Yeah,
fine.
well, for EHP, it's
Yeah,
kind of one of those.
that's fine.
But I
Yeah.
could, the way I was kind of doing it was like this. But then if it kind of makes it a little bit inconsistent because if it picks those, then it just takes longer to get these up here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like
fine.
the more blue boxes you have, I've noticed that it could affect you. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of did it like that. Now I think defense, even though some EHP guys might argue that health regen is a little bit better,
I like
but
the
if you don't get
defense. I like
right, if
defense.
you don't
Mhm.
if you don't get that defense initially right, then that could end me a little bit sooner than I would like to. Then that's whenever I get like the 3,500 thing, and it's like, what happened? Well, you got defense as your last pick. You know what I mean? And you're already dead at that point.
Yeah.
You know.
Go back up to the top. I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this, but yeah, I honestly believe that the coin should be number 2 and game speed should be number 3, and then golden hour, and then the black hole. But and especially
Well,
because you have intro sprint, right? So you kind of want to get the coins perk early, as early as you can, and then the other stuff. But I'm guessing
yeah,
even
but
with
for tier
that,
4, yeah, for tier 14, I need permanent black hole because I'm running Prim C,
okay,
and I don't have the damage either. So this is a EHP
yeah,
setup
okay, that's
to
fine. Yeah,
make it a little bit more consistent without it like really breaking anything. You know what I mean?
okay, that's fine then. All right. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Maybe one more auto pick to put like health at the bottom or regen. Maybe 2 more
Mm.
auto picks, to put in those, and then you could fully AFK with that, I guess, because then you have all the perks auto picked. Well, I mean the order all set up, ready to go. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like the runs, my runs lately have been all right, But like I said, every now and again, I get like like I said, if black hole duration doesn't get picked within the first 1,000 waves in intro sprint, I'm dead. So
oh
I have to
well,
babysit at least 1,000 waves on 14.
yeah.
But
So
lately overnight, I've been thinking about going to 13, but I'm still not too crazy about that either.
okay, all right. Okay. Oh wow, we're almost at 2.5 hours. Okay, yeah, that basically was everything I wanted to go over. I guess real quick, if we could just recap everything in terms of what we want to do moving forward. Like, I know I said with the labs, definitely finish the masteries, like damage especially. Uh, Getting critical and attack speed and damage to level 70 minimum would be nice, but I got a feeling the masteries are going to take precedence before that for the time being. That's fine. I will, yeah, because I will say though, yeah, when I was prepping for Glass Cannon, I was doing the damage labs first early on before I was getting the masteries just to get ready and so that I didn't have to do them later. But then again, yeah, now I'm starting to finish them now. Like critical's done. I'm working on damage per meter now, and then I'll have to do damage. But yeah, eventually, I would say if you get him to like 70-ish, 75, you could leave it at that for a while, and then eventually you could come back to it later on when you're done all your damage masteries and stuff, which will be probably like probably 4 to 6 months from now or so, maybe later. But yeah, etc. Um, yeah, it depending on how things go. And then for the modules, we already discussed that about how on the Dimension Core, we need the chronofield speed reduction. That'll be really helpful for tournaments. The 90% slow, obviously, and then getting spotlight angle and spotlight bonus would definitely help you for tournaments. That's actually damage right there. Spotlight bonus and angle for tournaments. That's huge. Um, the ultimate weapons, nothing really there. I did say about Death Wave quantity, but that's more econ, so maybe not now because we're focusing on damage. Uh,
And SL4 is probably
Spotlight
my
4, yes. Spotlight
my
4
next.
is looking really good now. And then
Okay.
yeah, like when you get things like a super tower master, it'll help it even more because that'll boost your spotlight bonus too. But yeah, getting those substats on your dimension core is going to really amplify your damage big time. The spotlight bonus and angle, definitely for sure. And then the speed
Okay,
reduction
so
is more CC because enemies are going to move even slower than they already do. Um,
okay, so I wrote down because I'm taking notes. So I wrote
yep,
down SL4
yep.
cards, cards one slot, and then Super Tower Mastery is probably that with my next purchase. That's what I'll do. I'll get SL4, and then I'll get Super Tower Mastery. Lab it in the meantime. Save my gems. Unlock the card slot, and it's ready to go.
So let me ask you this: when would you want to get Super Tower Mastery?
Yeah, on the first, I'm gonna get it
Okay,
along with
so okay,
SL4.
so if I were you, maybe now would be ideal to start to prep for it. Go back to your labs real fast. Let me just see something. Uh, instead of doing damage, instead of doing damage for now, why not start on Super Tower bonus and get some more levels in? Because that's only going to just boost it even more. So you might be able to get another level or two in before you get Super Tower Mastery. This is just to prep it so that it'll be even better.
Well, how
Um,
about this? We stop enemy balance at 5, and then throw damage mastery in there, and just
uh,
finish.
wait till that level's done first,
Yeah,
throw it
yeah.
in.
See,
Even rush it
I
if you can. I guess like rush it if you can later on. Not now, but rush it later, and then put in damage. Probably want to
yeah.
catch
I
a lot of
mean,
flack for
tomorrow
that, but
morning.
that's fine.
Yeah, tomorrow morning I'll click it. Ain't no
That's
big
fine.
deal, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. Yeah, and then your modules are really good. Obviously, eventually we want to unlock assist mods. I need to check your stats again. Hold on. Go back to your milestone stats real fast. Let me see. Let's check your milestone stats. Okay. Okay, so you're at 193. So, another thing that we could work towards is getting assist modules. You have the levels for it already. I think a minimum of like 155 to 161 is ideal, and you're you're already above that. So, getting these damage masteries should help you unlock wave 300 on tier 18. It should help you get to there, especially if you get super tower mastery and if you start to work on damage master, and if you get the chrono field 90% slow, that's going to help even more, and getting those substats on your dim core, because I think that you should try doing tier 18 with your tournament setup. I think that'll do really well for you on tier 18
Okay.
with the project funding and dimension core and the ACP, well, anti Q portal.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Other than that, I believe that should be everything. Before we cut this off, do you have any other things you want to ask me real fast? Before I end this.
No, I mean, without chasing each other's tails and going into circles, it's just yeah. I think we pretty much got that together. Like I said, that's what I really needed your
Yeah,
input on as far as the what do I need to do with my money, right? You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it's gonna feel bad if I spend my money on something that's not gonna, be beneficial right now. Yes, I'm gonna need it later on, but yeah, what do I do now is the question, and I think we answered that. So, yeah. Other than that, I think you've had a long day, bro, and I think we're good. I mean, I really enjoyed it,
yeah.
and thank you. Thank you for doing this, and I know, I know it was kind of hard there, getting together, but we did it, and I'm happy, dude, and I appreciate it, man. It makes me feel good, like I'm included into something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was a little bit of a challenge for me, but it's fine though. I mean, that's totally okay. So it's not going to be easy, obviously, for me, but that's totally fine.
Well, let me ask you
That's
this real quick. What do you think about the tier 13 overnight shenanigans? Or should I just continue 14? Because every now and
I've
again I wake up and it's
I've
off.
done it. I've done it. I think that's fine because yeah, before I got auto restart, I was doing the same thing where I did tier 14 in the daytime and 13 overnight because it was a longer run, and that's totally fine. Mhm. So that you don't have to micro it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's totally fine. And then before that, I was doing 13 in the daytime and 12 overnight. Same exact thing. But yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up now.